The art of falling asleep. When you're able to fall asleep with the assumption that your wish has already happened, the next natural result is you waking up feeling like your desires are already yours. You're waking up feeling like everything has already happened. And this is what will create those results in your life, by knowing that it is already done. So to be able to master the art of falling asleep in the assumption is truly worthwhile endeavor. But it is not as difficult as it may seem. Even if now you get excited about the idea of dwelling on your desires from the assumption that it's already done and falling asleep, even if you get excited about that and do it and it doesn't exactly work for you, it doesn't mean that you can't in the near future. What I'm going to do now is explain to you exactly how to fall asleep in the assumption that your desires are already yours. Sleep is the natural door into the subconscious mind. As you relax, your brain waves slow down from beta, a high frequency, into alpha, a lower frequency, and then into theta, an even lower frequency. In theta, this is what we call a state akin to sleep, the twilight zone between waking consciousness and deep sleep. And in sleep, your mind is at delta, the lowest brainwave frequency. As your brainwave frequencies slow down, your subconscious mind becomes more impressionable. And impressionable means that anything that you feel, your subconscious mind interprets that to be an actual fact. And the reason why is because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something you're actually experiencing and something you're vividly imagining. And because it believes them both to be real, as you imagine something that, even though is not true physically, although you're imagining it, your subconscious mind is going, so this is our reality. This is real. And it goes and reproduces that in your life. This is why you must focus on what you wish to happen, what you want to happen, what you're looking forward to, and all the great good things in your life as you go to sleep. Never focus on negative, destructive things as you fall asleep. Doing so will only impress your subconscious mind with the likeness of those feelings, and those negative emotions will be reproduced in your world. Now, falling asleep in the assumption that your desires are already yours is a task worth doing. In order to do this, first you must determine precisely what it is that you want. What do you want? What do you desire? What is your goal? And I want to challenge you to really think. Maybe pause this video. Sit down, take a deep breath and go, what is it that I want? And I promise you, it is not as obvious as you think. The first thing that may come to your mind is, perhaps I'd like to earn a larger living wage. I'd like to live in this new apartment. I'd like to have a beautiful relationship. I want to travel to Greece. Whatever it is, when it comes up, I want you to go deeper than that. I want you to find the goal behind that goal. What is the larger goal? What is the longer goal? What is the deeper goal that you have that's driving that? When you can determine exactly what you want, then you can move on into the next step, which is to determine why you want that. What is it about that desire that makes you want to get it? Why is getting that desire so important to you? What does that desire mean to you? You know you are answering these questions correctly when you feel emotion. Now, let me condition this by saying positive emotion, because you may feel emotion, but if you feel frustration or sadness from focusing on the why, then step back away from that. Because although you're finding the meaning, what's going to be reproduced in your life is that feeling of sadness. So don't focus on the emotions that are negative. When you find those positive emotions, that feeling of relief, finally, it's done. Finally, it's mine. Yes, I overcame it, knowing that it was so challenging for me before. I still persevered. I never quit. When you can find those positive emotions, you are now ready for the final step. Before we do that, let me recap on the first two steps. Number 1, determine exactly what you want. Number 2, determine exactly why is it so important to you. And the reason why you must do number 2, and not use the bathroom, obviously, but the reason why you need to do step number 2 is so you can discover the emotion, because meaning is emotion. When you discover what your desires mean to you, you simultaneously discover the emotion. So now you've completed step 1 and 2. Here is step 3. As you go to sleep for the next 3 nights, I want you to assume that what you wanted has already happened in the past. Maybe put yourself sometime in the future, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. Doesn't really matter. Pick the time that best resonates with you. While you're laying in your bed, if you normally sleep on your back, sleep on your side. If you normally sleep on your side, sleep on your stomach. Sleep in a slightly uncomfortable position so you don't fall asleep right away. And then count down from 20. Inhaling deep, exhaling deep, fully relaxing. After you've counted down from 20 and you've relaxed your body, assume that you are now in the future. Assume that it is now 2025, 2027, whatever time in the future. Assume maybe it's a Monday morning. Assume maybe it's a Friday night. Assume maybe it's a Sunday afternoon. Get really present with that feeling of the time of the future. You know what a Friday night feels like. You know what a Sunday morning feels like. So get present with that feeling of the time. While you're in the assumption that is the future, I want you to now make another assumption that everything that you wanted has already happened. And I want you to pretend as if you're contemplating about how it happened. Like, wow, like this really happened to me. Oh my goodness. And then while you're doing that, I want you to go through all the reasons why it was so important to you. I want you to look at your life from the contrast of where you are today versus where you were then in the past. And I want you to fall asleep in those assumptions, in those thoughts and feelings that it is already yours and that you are in the future. If you do this correctly, you will wake up feeling like it has already happened. And the most miraculous things will find you in common hours. You will find yourself walking across a series of events that will lead you up to what you are feeling implied. And then you'll email me saying, Evan, it worked. And I'll email you back and saying, of course, you did it. With that being said, my name is Evan Yearwood. I have some goodies for you in the description. Go ahead and check them out. And with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.